Was Gucci Gang. We in here today. I'm gonna do the phrase from the Annihilation movie. The actual soundtrack title is The Alien. The keys are, or the notes and the keys, it's basically F, but it goes from F down to A. You can take a little peek at that. Yeah, and this tune, they did an amazing job on the score, honestly. There's a little bit of a combination in the movie, like in the end scene when the score is really prominent. It's actually a Moderat tune, and then Ben Salisbury, who I think has a couple good drum and bass tunes out on the internet somewhere, they kind of like lifted that original like idea and then used that as a part of the score. This is, I have the tune pulled up here. Yeah, and I think that they kind of blended in the movie a little bit, and but the original that they actually ended up scoring and using in the film is this one, and this is the phrase that it stood out to me a lot, even though the whole score is great, but really amazing. This is actually a pretty easy synth to make. One wavetable here in current, got a little bit of modulation on it just for the sake of it. Little nuances are always nice to have in any synth, gives it a little bit more feeling. But we're gonna recreate this real quick, or as quick as possible. I'll initialize this patch. And I didn't just use the saw that's on there. Where did I go? I think I went into acoustic edge, or was it basic shapes? Yeah, the saw pinch. I like this one a little bit more because I originally recreated this sound in Serum, but I don't really like some of the things the way that Serum sounds sometimes. It's just got a little bit more of a crispiness to it. Current sounds amazing. I'll always big up the plugin. So I got this saw pinch. I'm gonna double these up just for now so I don't have to poke around later on, but I'm gonna turn that off. It's mainly just this saw synth down 2 octaves. I know you wouldn't believe me, but it's actually mostly effects, honestly. Like if you listen to this, it's just got like some distortion, and if you really listen to the tail end here, it's got like a little bit of a delay that tails out. You can kind of hear it stutter a little bit. So I just pulled the attack up on this, a little bit of release, give it more of a kind of a natural kind of curve, make it feel a little bit more natural. And then the envelope, let's drop it into a curve. And then I left it at 1 bar, and I kind of just made it, you can tell in the original sound it kind of lifts up and then drops. Or here. Kind of has like a little bit of a lifting down to it, and it's, kind of drops out there at the end. So I'm going to take this and just kind of make this sort of curve. And oh, here we got to hit the free. Kind of has that dip. You can make this curve however you like this one, and it's just I kind of like to recreate the motion as best as possible. Drop this down to like 200 or so, the curve up on the filter, and just bring that up to like 1 o'clock ish. Maybe not even that up. I think I got the voices up about 5. You kind of already get that timbre a little bit from just the unison alone. I'm gonna take the detuning down, and then I'm gonna add this just so we have a little bit more like movement and modulation on the synth, because it kind of tightens up at the end. So I'm gonna kind of like try and replicate that to my best ability. So yeah, this synth again is mostly just, oh yeah, and I think I added, let's do a secondary curve just to have a little bit more, add a little bit more feeling into this. Yeah, we can just do something that rises just a little bit just to kind of emphasize that stuff, and then I'm going to add this to the position just to give it a little, I like to keep this on free just so it continues to go. Yeah, I'm just going to put that on there, and I think I even, maybe just to offset it a little bit, just add a slight little, all these little variations, just, you're just going to give the synth that much more character. It doesn't honestly need it, but my opinion, that kind of stuff is nice to have. I think I also dropped the legato on this and lifted the glide up. I want to kind of have those notes slide a little bit, not be so percussive. That's pretty much the sound, honestly. Okay, now the effects. I just threw a little bit more chorus on it. You could just leave it on the default. It doesn't even matter. I just chucked that on there, and then what else was it? I think I used the hot coals, and then I pulled it down. I loosened up the dampening because you can hear in the original, it's got like a nice grit to it. So I want to add that. Add that grit. Maybe take down the. Take down the resonance a bit, so it's not so. Or I could tune this to a high F just so it's a little bit in key. Gives it a little bit of a boxy, warmed up feeling. And then, yeah, I think, yeah, just a little bit of delay. Where's the delay? What I did was I pulled the time up to 1/8 triplet, and then I just dropped the feedback down pretty low so it's not like kind of overbearing. Pulled up the high pass a bit into like the 200 range because I only wanted to delay that like upper mid area. And I think, yeah, maybe throw a little, I think this is somewhat of a clipper. It has some sort of clipping kind of function. I forget exactly what it is. Yeah, I think I might pull back on that feedback just a little bit more. Throw it on analog mode because why not? It's got just the slightest little delay in that, in the original. Yeah, I probably might not even have that much. 7%? That's pretty much it. What else did I do? Oh yeah, just for a little bit more tone, you can take this, and I did the same thing. Maybe let's offset these a little bit. Not too crazy. And then I took the level down and I made a secondary version on the original one that I did. But I'm gonna pull this up and then see what we can't get, and maybe try and get a little bit more tone out of it. Just give it a little bit more brightness on the front of the synth. Let's not get too crazy. Add some voices to that and kind of take the width down a bit. I feel like, yeah, the original's got a little bit of a, maybe a very subtle layer. I don't even think I want that distorted either. Yeah, most of that sound is coming from the distortion. Warms it up nice. You honestly don't even really need to do any OTT or anything, but if you want to, I guess, maybe beef the sound up, I mean, this is the sound. Still feel like that delay is coming in a little bit hot. Yeah, you could probably maybe drive it. A little volume. Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy on the effects. I'm trying to just use as much default stuff to make it easy for you guys to just whack it on there, and then you can move everything to taste for your own ears. This 80s one sounds pretty level. I'm going to try and catch as much of that as I can. Maybe bring the mids up. My phrase is a little bit quicker, but I could probably space the notes out. But that's the synth. Yeah, just a saw wave, a little bit of filtering, mainly some distortion and delay, and you got it. You could. It's basically just a classic kind of re-sound. Yeah, so the phrase, again, I'll let you guys, just in case you didn't before, F to C to F to C to A again. But there you go, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.